Okay, guys, we can continue with the page 106. We have the key concept at the beginning of the page, at the top of the page, and we know that two proportional quantities x and y are related by a constant multiple, or the constant of proportionality. Okay, you remember about the constant of proportionality? It's k. So you can represent a proportional relationship using the equation y equal k times x. Okay, this is the kind of exercise we are going to solve today. And when we use the y, x, and the variable k. Darian, do you have any question until this part? My God, Darian, you are very concentrated. I want to believe. So in the question number 1, do you understand? How can you represent a proportional relationship using an equation? How can you represent this? I already told you the equation. Is the equation you have above. Y equal k times x, or kx. This is the equation. It's the equation, only copy the equation you have. Number 2. How can you use an equation to find a known value of a proportional relationship? How can I find a value of a variable, for example, in the relationship? If you go to the example 2, we solved yesterday, page 105, you are going to see that this is the kind of example we have. We need to find the value for the variable y. In this case, y was the number of centimeters. But we have the value for x and the value for k. So if you want to find the value of one variable, you need to have the value for the other two variables. That's the answer in here. We can use the equation if we have the value of the other two variables to obtain the value of the variable we need to know or we need to find.
Sir, can you repeat, please?
Okay, we can use the equation if we have the value of the two other variables, the value of the two other variables, to find a value of the other variable we want to need, or we want to find. We need to find, sorry, or we want to find.
Thank you.
Okay. Number 3, reasoning. Why does the equation y equal 3x plus 5 is not representing a proportional relationship? Why is not this a proportional relationship? You can see the equation you have for a proportional relationship in the first one. Y is equal k times x. And what happened with this one? You have an addition with the number 5, 3x plus 5. In the original equation, you don't have any subtraction, you don't have any addition. So this is not a proportional relationship because it doesn't have the shape or the form of the equation when it's a proportional relationship. So you don't have to add or subtract anything when you have a proportional relationship. Now we can go to the
Mister, can you repeat?
My God, you're not paying attention. The equation is y equal 3x plus 5. They are asking you, why is this not representing a proportional relationship? This doesn't have the form or the shape of a proportional relationship. So because you are adding 5, you cannot have addition or subtraction when you are solving with a proportional relationship. Okay, now we can go to the example 4. I think we can go to the example 4. Determine whether each equation represents a proportional relationship. If it does, identify the constant of proportionality. Okay, we need to know if this represents a proportional relationship or not. How are you going to know this? You already know the shape of the proportional relationship. What is the equation of the proportional relationship? Y equal
Y equal
K.
Y equal K times X.
Okay, so for example, the exercise A is a proportional relationship. If you subtract -2, no, right? The exercise A is not a proportional relationship because the shape of the proportional relationship, the equation of proportional relationship doesn't include any subtracting or adding any number, okay? Now, the exercise B, it is a proportional relationship because you have y equal 1000x. You have 1000 times x. And according to the value for the x, it's going to change the value for the y. So it's a relationship and it's proportional. You increase x, it's going to increase y, or you decrease x, is going to decrease y. Now the exercise C, y equal x plus 1. Is this a proportional relationship? No, since the very first moment you see this exercise, you know that it's not a proportional relationship because you have a addition with 1. Now, the important kind of exercise in here is the number 5. This is the exercise that your classmate was asking us at the beginning of the class. The manager of a concession stand estimates that she needs 3 hot dogs for every 5 people who attend a baseball game. If 1,200 people attend the game, how many hot dogs should the manager order? Okay, I want to give you 1 minute to solve this because in the other sections they have problems with this exercise, and I want to prove that you can solve it or at least give you the chance, okay, to try it. How are you going to solve this exercise? You need to remember about the equation y equal k times x or kx, and replace the value for the constant of proportionality and replace the value for the variable you have. You have 1,200 people and you need to find how many hot dogs they are going to order. You know that they are only going to have 3 hot dogs for every 5 people. So not all the people is going to have a hot dog, not everyone. So you need to multiply in here and you need to divide the 1,200 people, the 1,200 attendance.
Finish, mister.
Finish. Do you have an answer?
Yes.
It's
Is 3,600.
okay. You multiply by 3, right?
Yes.
But now remember that you need to divide by 5. You need to use the other number you have because remember they are 5 people. For each 3 you multiply, you are going to divide by 5. So I'm going to show you. I already have it on the board, but I'm going to show you again. I'm going to erase it, solve it again with you. So, but very well, your name, I can see you because I'm not in the, who will solve it?
Mister. Yes, you. Karen.
Karen. Okay, Karen. It's because I cannot see you when I'm talking. The Zoom only shows the people who is talking. So, okay. So I'm going to solve it with you so you can check that it's correct. Y is the number of hot dog they are going to order. And we are going to use this equation. The number of hot dogs they order depends on the constant of proportionality, that is the fraction you have, 3/5, 3 hot dogs for every 5 people, 3/5, and multiply by x, that they are the number of attendings they are in the baseball game. So y is equal 3/5 multiplied by x, that is 1,200. You can divide by 1 in here to solve the multiplication of the fractions. 3 times 0 is 0, 3 times 0, 3 times 2 is 6, and 3 times 1 is 3. When you multiply 5 times 1, you obtain 5. You divide 3,600 by 5, and you obtain 720. Remember that we are solving the exercises using the constant of proportionality, the x and the y. So yes, Ken, this is the answer for the exercise. And you are the first one from 3 sections of 7th grade that solved the exercise. So congratulations. Okay. Now we can continue with the example 6 if you want. I think that you can see the exercise very well to copy. I'm going to give you the space. Okay. Now the example 6. A half dozen cupcakes cost $15. What constant of proportionality relates the number of cupcakes with the total cost? We need to write an equation that represents this relationship. If they ask you to write an equation that represents this relationship, to have the shape of the equation, you need all the variables. And y, maybe for y, you can only express it the same for x, but the equation includes the number of k, the value for k. This is the variable. You cannot keep only the variable, you need to give the value. So we divide to find the ratio. We divide the $15 by the 6 cupcakes to obtain the value for 1 cupcake. And later we replace it on the formula. So I'm going to erase in this part. If you have, for example, $15 in 6 cupcakes, you obtain that each cupcake is going to cost 2.5. 2.5, right? So $2.5. So when you have the equation y equal k multiplied by x, k now is 2.5. So the total cost of the cupcakes is going to be $2.5 for each cupcake. So if I buy, for example, 10 cupcakes, I multiply by 2.5. If I buy 11, 12, 13, it depends on the number of cupcakes, the price, or the total amount of money that I'm going to pay. Okay? You have the relation between the two variables and the constant of proportionality.
Mister, why do you divide 15 with 6?
You divide it, okay? The same way you divide 15.
Oh, why you divided by 6?
Why?
Uh-huh.
Oh, because
Why?
I thought that you were asking me how to divide. I was planning to send you to elementary again. Okay. I divided because you know that 6 cupcakes cost $15, and I want to know how many dollars cost only 1 cupcake. The relation when I have the variable k is for 1. 1 cupcake, 1 dog, 1 cat, I don't know, 1 book, or the price the time 1 hour, the price one, okay, depending on what you need. But the relation is for 1, because depending on this, if for example you buy 10, you are going to multiply by the cost of this, okay? So you multiply this cost 1, $2.5 one cupcake, if the x is 1. But if, for example, x is 2, when you multiply this by 2, you are going to obtain the value for 2 cupcakes. When x is 3, you're going to obtain the value for 3 cupcakes. So that's the reason why I obtained the value dividing for one, the price.
Mister,
Okay.
I have a question.
Tell me.
If the variable don't have a value, you assign a value of 1 or
I couldn't hear you very well. If the value for the
if
variable
don't have value, si la variable no tiene valor,
no, okay,
usted le asigna.
they are asking you to obtain 1. That's the reason why they give you the price and they give you the number of cupcakes, because they want you to find a variable. If you don't have a number, you only express it y equal k times x, but it doesn't have sense if they ask you for a equation if you don't have how to find the value for the variable, okay? So if they ask you for the variable, they are going to give you the facts you can use. Have a nice day, guys, and take care. We can continue with the class tomorrow. Remember, you finished the pages 106, 107, and 108. You always solve the pages that are later after the topic, but only these 3 pages about the topic. The other one, mid-topic checkpoint, and the other things, no. Okay? Only 106, 7, and 8. Bye, guys.